I believe this is the final one right here. The fire helicopter. Okay, clean the fire helicopter. I believe this is the last one. Hey, Fa, we've got one heck of a dirty copter on our hands. Your buddy Cal got himself into a real spot of bother up on Mount Rushless. Poor guy was so delirious from volcanic fumes he thought the mayor's hellish feline was up there with him. He's fine now, but the copter looks like something dug up from the bowels of the earth, which it nearly was. We've got TV crews arriving later, so you can do what you do so well. It'd sure get us out of the jam. Thanks again, pal. Yeah, sure. So after we get done with this game, which I think we have 2 more levels left, if this isn't the last one, if this is the last one, we have 1 more level after it. Because there's the Mars rover one. Oh, we have to go back up. Of course we're gonna go back up. Why wouldn't we? Look at how beautiful that building is. Oh god, I have that feeling in my stomach every time I do that. Start from one end and work our way to the other. So yes, after we get done with this game and we're like done cleaning all the stuff that we have available right now, I know they're doing updates on this game because it is in early access. We have Roller Coaster Tycoon set up for that, and we also have Lawn Mowing Simulator, which I think the company that makes it basically tweets everyone out if you tag them in it. So yeah, we have the lawnmower game. If we're interested in playing that, we have Roller Coaster Tycoon, which I'm personally a fan of because of my childhood. This is actually an interesting track. The music that's playing. Rosen, you got any games that you want to play besides It Takes Two? Which I think will be an interesting game if you actually decide to live here. We yell at each other over the puzzles. Left 4 Dead 2, I haven't played in ages. Do you want to play it together? I love me some Left 4 Dead. I need to play Back for Blood. I bet we could get Moonman involved if you ask him. Might be able to get Ash involved too. Almost got the beta, but it's asked to make accounts, but I prefer something else instead. I mean, you can always do it later. The beta's still going on right now. I just don't think that you can get keys for it at the moment. Oh, God, this thing's huge. Yeah, I got the storm protector. But yeah, if you want, we should all play together. I mean, I bet I can get Ash involved, and I know I can get Moonman involved. with just playing that game. Any other game besides that? Gang Beast is fun. Pummel Party's fun. Widget. Now, I've played Pummel Party on someone else's account. I don't own it myself, but I can get it. First Class Trouble, I don't know what that game is. I've never heard of that one. Castle Crashers, I know what that one is. I think I'm playing a puzzle game with Ash on the 31st. But other than that, I don't have any plans. Besides finishing up our collaboration. I don't know where else it wants me to clean. Oh. This... I fucking don't know where else. There's a game where you replace subtitles and people vote on their favorites. In Jackbox? Isn't that the internet game? What's the dub? I have no idea. I don't have Jackbox 7, but other than that I have them all. If I were to do a Jackbox stream on like the 31st, like a really long stream on the 31st, not just of Jackbox, but just a bunch of games, would you guys be up for playing Jackbox? Now, I would have to have people that I can trust. I can't just have, like, randos from chat. I would actually have to have people that I know. So, like, Maria, you'd be good. Been following for soon to be 2 years, and we've played games together. So I mean, I'm pretty sure I trust you. No, pretty much if I've talked to you about life stuff in and out of stream, you're probably fine. I mean, ask me questions. What do you think I'm mad about? I'll tell you whatever you want to hear. Maria, what do you want to know about me? Ask me any question. You guys can have... Make this question time. What do you guys want to know? No, I'm not going to tell you... I'm not going to tell you, obviously, like... Oh, no, ask. Ask directly. Be a brash American about it. I'm giving you the option right now. Like, you can ask any questions you want. I'll tell you whatever. As long as it's, like, not, what is your job, is this thing. Rosen, for you, yes. You want her, take her. I'm sure she'd be happy to have you. I'll support it. Okay, so... One sec. God, this music's getting loud. So, I said I died before, and that's true, I did. I have died on the operating table, which means I've legally and technically died. So when let me turn the volume down a little bit on the music, because this is loud. To me, it's loud. So, when I was born, I was born with a heart condition called supravalvular aortic pulmonic stenosis. A lot of big fancy words to basically mean that one of the ventricles on my heart did not work correctly, didn't flap correctly, didn't open and close correctly, if we're going to be more medically accurate about it. My heart didn't work. There was basically a hole in my heart. To put it in more layman's terms. Obviously I'm fine now. And so when I had the surgery in 95, I was born in 93, and I had the surgery in 95, November of 95. I was 2 years old, and they had me opened up on the table, stabilized. But remember, this is 95. The technology they're talking about, like, is hard to do now. Back when I had it, it was something like a 1 to 5% chance of survival, of just surviving the surgery itself. And so, they've got me opened up. This is, remember, this is all what my parents are telling me, what my mother has told me. And they've got me opened up as a baby. And they start losing me. And of course, you know, you do what you can. And so they got me stabilized, but they realized there wasn't much that they could do. That it was like, you'll hear doctors say, like, well, it's out of our hands, the patient just has to fight it. And so they bring my parents in to do, like, the last goodbyes, because they figured this is it. And, like, one thing led to another. My cousin came in there, and my cousin, if you saw him now, he was 17 when this happened. and he's got 2 kids of his own now. But even back then, he told my mother to get him out of the room, that he could not handle seeing me on the thing, on the gurney that way, and it just like tore him apart to see me that way. And here's a 17-year-old kid about to be a grown man just breaking down at this whole scene. So it was emotional for my whole family. So the end of this story is, so they bring my family in, and my sister comes in, and they're like, well, you know, you can do whatever you want if you think it's going to like solve the problem. I start flatlining while my sister happens to be in the room, and I flatline, and my sister starts, they say my sister started talking to me, and they started getting the beat back again. So that's kind of the reason why I said, yeah, I've already died once. It doesn't bother me to talk about it. I figure death's got something on me, so. But I've also said that I don't plan to go out, like, I plan to go out on my own terms. Any other questions? You can ask whatever you want. You have until I finish this thing to ask any questions. No hold barred. You can ask any questions. Now you can't ask things like, hey, where do you live? Or, hey, what's your job? Obviously those questions are going to be off limits. Time to be real intimate with Chad. What's your exact address? 9502 P. Sherman Wallaby Way. Which finger do you pick your nose with? I'm a big fan of like the pointer finger on my left hand, but the right hand will suffice if I don't have any other choice. And if I'm feeling especially special that day, I'll go for the ring fingers. Give myself a weird little feeling up in there. I'm not going to tell you whether I'm being honest or not. I'm also not reading these questions out. Somebody watching this later on YouTube is going to be like, what the fuck? Any other questions? Maria's like, that's disgusting. Don't talk about that. You said twice about dying. I mean, I've basically, I've had enough situations where I probably should be dead. Hi, Acro, what's up? Welcome to this conversation about death and all the things that have happened during it. How are you guys doing? I've had enough situations and enough, like, death-defying experiences to be like, I probably died at some point and all that. And it just didn't take. Welcome, peoples. Hi, everyone. How you doing? But yeah, officially once. I've died once. It's a bit of the embellishment on the other one. I almost got hit when I was a car when I was big when I showed up. Your cat played Overwatch? Your cat played Overwatch? Who's your main in Overwatch? Hey, R9 Devil, how you doing? Welcome to Power Washing Simulator. If you don't know who I am, I'm Kat. I play a little bit of everything. I've got 4,000 games on Steam, and we're trying to get through them all. And this is kind of what we play to end our stream, just to relax and whatnot. Hi, 2Jetta, how you doing? You main Junkrat, Rain, and Mercy? I main Diva. And that's it. That's the only person I've ever played in that game. But I'm not a big fan of like asynchronous multiplayer team shooters. Well, it's not even asynchronous, it's just a team multiplayer shooter. Mercy Reinhardt? Okay. Farah. We have a Zarya, Hog, and a Winston. Apparently my grandmother had a car crash when I was younger in the car with her, but I was assuming you remember now. Okay, anyone guess what they all have in common? Junkrat, Rain, and Mercy. I don't play the game enough to tell you. Look, this isn't like Smash Brothers where I'm like, oh yeah, I main Lucina and Meta Knight because of this reason. This game is super relaxing, by the way. Yeah, I don't play much Overwatch unless one of my friends just randoms into it. And even then, I'm pretty hard pressed nowadays to play any Overwatch. Thanks, Blizzard, for being a shit company. I feel safe in her beautiful buff arms. I'm gonna be honest, if I had to guess what any of these characters look like, I'd be wrong. So, Acrid, how was Valorant? How has Valorant been treating you today? And how do you feel about Rainbow Six Siege? Oh, I would also like to say, you have until the end of me cleaning this thing to ask literally any questions you want. Doesn't matter how intimate we get. Doesn't matter how, like, deep down and dirty we get. I had someone ask me what finger I clean my nose with. And I'm just going to leave it at that. And I'm not going to tell you whether it was a real answer or not. So feel free to ask any questions of me, and you'll get your answer. Maria, how do you feel about Rainbow Six Siege? I asked Leanne the other day if she wanted to play it. Golden Valkyrie in chat. Then again, we were at work, so it's a good game, but you're horrible at it. I have it though. I've been told to play it. How do you feel about Mario Kart or Mario Party? At some point, Dalton's supposed to come here and like play it. Have a go, my man. I'm going till I finish this one. Haven't had a chance at it, so I wouldn't know. Really? You've never played any of the Mario Karts or the Mario Parties? That's a shock. Here, I figured you'd be a big fan of them. I was thinking you need a Nintendo. Yes, you need a Switch. Or whatever console it happens to be on. Now that's kind of shocking, because I figured you'd be at least like a Nintendo person. Don't make me buy you a Switch. But never had the money. It's like 300 United States dollars, so 300 USD. I have no idea what that is in kroner. I mean, I would legitimately would. I don't think you realize that that's something that I'll just casually do. If you leave me alone for long enough, I might just like, oh yeah, hey, Maria needs a Switch. I went for Valentine's Day this year. I got Jay and I. Really, it was my idea. Jay just like had to go along with it. Jay inadvertently went along with this. Kathy wasn't having a great time around Valentine's Day, single and whatnot. And so I decided, you know what, Kathy, you're gonna get something. And so I asked her, I was like, hey, can I have a woman's opinion on something? And she goes, yeah, sure, what do you want? Well, I was thinking about getting Jay flowers. What do you think I should get? What are your favorite kind of flowers? And she's like, oh, I like these kind of flowers, but you really should get what Jay wants. And I'm like, oh, I think those will look really good. What kind of, like, you think I should get a vase or something with it? And she walked me through the whole process of buying flowers, and I was like, oh, okay. And then I did the thing of, oh, is your address this thing? I'm just making sure for my record and whatnot. Because we had to travel there no matter what. So we were traveling there regardless later on. So I was like, hey, for my records, I also need to make sure this while I have you on the line. And so she confirms her address, and I was like, okay, cool. By the way, you're going to have a package in like 3 days. And she goes, wait, what? She goes, yeah, you're gonna have a package in 3 days. Have fun. And then I got off the line real fast. And the next time I saw her, she tried to kill me. And Jay just kind of was like, I can't stop you. Jay also realizes when I get an idea in my head, unless I talk myself out of it or it's illegal, I'm going to do it. And there's a good chance, even if it's illegal, I'm going to still look into it. If I bought you flowers, you would kill me. I think you would just be like, "Aw, that's so sweet." But you're also in, like, Denmark. Flowers there are cheap as shit. No, if I got you a Switch, you would be happy, don't lie. You'd be extremely confused, but you'd be happy. Plus, that's like, what, $300 that I'd have to... Like, at least give me a week first. But also, if you sent me flowers, I mean... Look, I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're a male, female. Everyone kind of likes, oh, flowers. No one is mad to receive something for free. As long as it's not like AIDS. Or, you know, non-consenting relationships. But other than that, everyone's pretty okay with receiving shit for free. It's kind of that thing. But no, flowers are cheap as shit in Denmark. The only place that they might be cheaper is probably Holland. The Netherlands. Just because they're fucking everywhere. How do you know? Okay, so about 400-ish years ago? Just over 400? Around 400 years ago. You guys had a thing called the tulip bulb mania. Tulip mania in that area of the world. It bankrupted one of the largest companies in the world. At one point, a tulip bulb could buy you a mansion. And then one day, it all fucking collapsed. The countries around there haven't exactly forgot that. Also, Flanders Field is in the Netherlands. There are fucking flowers everywhere in that area of the world. And they are cheap as shit because it's a veterans area. And there's one thing I know about the Netherlands. You don't fuck with Flanders Field. The one thing you guys got going for you. Okay, there we go. Got it. But yeah, Nintendo Switch is quite expensive. Yeah, I mean, it kind of has to be. I mean, it's not as expensive as it is in Brazil. Getting anything electronic delivered to Brazil is like impossible. In Brazil, they assume every piece of electronics equipment you're bringing in has to do something with gambling. By default, every piece of electronics equipment is taxed as a gambling equipment. So it gets a sin tax, a vice tax on it. It gets all kinds of like different kinds of fees and duties implied on it. It doesn't matter if it's a PS5 or like a refrigerator. Basically, all electronics that are imported into the country are considered gambling items. How the fuck are you supposed to get under here? How did stuff get in here to be dirty in the first place? Oh god, it's 5 in the morning. Maria, you have any more questions for me? Rosen, you got any more questions? Anyone else got any more questions? You can ask literally anything. You should go to bed. Eh. If you knew how much I slept the past couple days, you would know, no, I don't really need to go to bed. What would your unicorn name be? Is that... No, she's not a... Look, if I had to guess a unicorn name, it wouldn't be a unicorn. It would still be a pony, though. I'm not a really big fan of unicorns. No. 1G, by the way. Gregory. It would either be Dr. Hooves or Fluttershy. Now figure out what show I watched a couple years back. MLP, yep. I scared my sister one time by that. I think I told that story here. I still have my rarity collection. Hey, look, I've got a bunch of Fluttershy stuff around over on my bookshelf. I have a Fluttershy piggy bank my ex-fiance's mother gave me. There's nothing inside of it. It's just it exists. Tell the story. I don't think I've heard it. So my nieces, I have 3 nieces. 2 of them are twins, and the last one is like a few months old. Maybe a year old now. God, I'm old. I'm definitely old. The two older girls are I think 6 or 7. No, they're not old enough to start school, so maybe 5 or 6. So, my nieces, I think the twins were it. No, if you want to like send that stuff down, you can already go ahead and do that. That's pretty cheap to ship. So they had something that had MLP on it, and I had asked them like, oh, their pajama bottoms had My Little Pony stuff on it, and I was like, do you like this character? And like, yeah, I like the character. I was like, do you know what the character's name is? And they were like, and I was like, is that one Twilight Sparkle? And my sister kind of looks at me confused for a second. She's just kind of like lets it off as a good guess. And I'm like, what about this one? Do you like Rarity? And they start answering questions about it. And I was like, and I pointed at a different one. I'm like, oh man, that's, I'm like, oh, do you like Applejack or Pinkie Pie or Fluttershy? And my sister like, oh, Vince, she goes, why do you know all those names? Why do you happen to know all the names for the ponies on My Little Ponies? And I was like, look, the internet was a weird place a few years ago. Let's not talk about it. I didn't want to explain to her what a brony was. I feel like that would have broken her if I tried to explain to my sister what a brony is. And my sister is a very conservative, can't see like, why would men like something that's not manly? That's my sister. Can't comprehend why like someone would like something that's not designed for them. I'm not whining. I am complaining. This is whining. Yeah, so I confused my sister and made her a little concerned for me. Now, I've seen the first season of that show and parts of the second season, but not really much past that point because I just kind of like didn't have time to watch it. I've contemplated going back and watching it. Yes, it does have a good message, and that's the thing is like I couldn't understand like why wouldn't you want everyone to have this message? This is not just a message that like little girls need to have. This is a message that grown-ass men need to have. So the funny thing is that I'm actually planning on something beginning of next month. I'll announce more details on the Discord when we get closer and I have a more like formulated plan towards it. But it does involve like watching movies and whatnot. But I gotta get a little closer to the date that I want to do it. But I will tell you on more than likely on my birthday we'll be watching Big Lebowski in chat in on the Discord. We will more than likely be watching Big Lebowski. So if you want to come watch that, join the Discord. We'll have more details later. When's my birthday? In 10 days. Yeah, 31st. If you wish me a happy birthday on that day, I will tell you to fuck off. Because I'm not allowed to say the day up exactly. You know the rule. If you say it that day, I will tell you to fuck off. I don't care if you tell me the week before. Just be aware, you're going to get told to fuck off pretty harshly. And I'm not going to feel bad about it at all. Just not a big fan of celebrating my birthday. But I will watch my favorite movie that day. It's either going to be Big Lebowski or it's going to be Spaceballs. Or if I'm feeling like If I'm feeling okay that day, we'll probably watch Rocky Horror. I just don't like the whole thought process of like, hey, here's a day where everyone is forced to give a shit about you. And it's like, cool. If people gave a shit about me, there's 364 other days. Rosen, you come hang out on my birthday. You can come here and hang out on your birthday whenever you want. We won't have cake. Because cake is disgusting. I'll bring ice cream sandwiches. You know, I don't like the chocolate on ice cream sandwiches. Just something about it. God, can I stop falling off this thing? Kathy keeps trying to get me to eat Korean food. Meanwhile, I'm trying to get Kathy to eat Japanese food. Hydraulic pipes. It says hydraulic pipes. That's a drive shaft. Oh, hey, look. Oh my God, there's one more left. Is it? Okay, so it's not those. Oh, it's that top one. There we go. Oh. There we go. It's always that last little bit you gotta clean. Rosen, you wanna go out for buffalo wings? I love buffalo wings. I love hot wings. Flawless again. You're a class act, Fa. As it happens, when the TV crews and senators found out we only rescued Kyle and not the cat, there were a no-show. Tilly's color and copter will be nice and clean to go back to Columbus. Thanks again. You're welcome here anytime. And if you fancy adding an element of dance to your hose work, let me know. I'll put a word in.